Alright, it's finally starting to feel like summer outside, which means it is grillin' season. And even though there's plenty of options as far as burger and hot dog and bratwurst replacements out there, one area that's still kind of lacking is vegan burger and hot dog buns. A lot of the things you find in the store either have milk or eggs in them or just don't taste all that good. And so today I'm going to be showing you how to make my favorite type of burger and hot dog bun, pretzel style. Okay, so we've got some pretzel hot dog buns, some pretzel burger buns, and I'm going to be showing you a couple of different methods to get that pretzel-y flavor and dark brown color. We're going to start by measuring out 600 grams or about 5 cups of bread flour into the bowl of a stand mixer. Then we're adding 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. Note that we're slightly undersalting the dough at this stage to compensate for the salt topping later. Attach your bowl and stir the dry ingredients together with the dough hook. Then slowly stream in 390 grams or about 1.5 cups of room temperature water. Let that knead on low speed for about 3 minutes, stopping and pushing the dough down if it starts to climb out of the bowl. Now we're going to add 45 grams or about 3 tablespoons of softened room temperature vegan butter. The dough will appear to slacken at first, so let it knead for about 4 more minutes or until the sides of the bowl appear clean. Remove your dough from the mixer, transfer it to a floured work surface, and knead it for a minute or two just to get everything fully incorporated and to make sure you have the right texture. It should be elastic and slightly sticky. Feel free to add a little more flour at this stage if it feels too wet to work with. Transfer your dough to a lightly oiled proofing container or bowl, cover, and let rise until doubled, about 45 minutes to an hour depending on ambient temperature. When the dough has finished rising, remove it from the bowl and transfer it to a floured work surface. For burger buns, you want dough portions of around 120 grams, and for hot dog rolls, you want slightly smaller portions of 85 to 95 grams. This recipe will yield about 9 burger buns or 12 hot dog rolls, or as I'm doing here, about 5 of each. Portion out your dough with a scale or just eyeball it, then shape accordingly. For buns, just rotate your dough and drag it along an unfloured part of your work surface until it develops a tight skin and the underside smooths out. For rolls, flatten your dough portion into a disc, pull the edges toward the center like so, and roll it up almost like you're making a baguette. Gently roll it out into a 6-inch log. Once your dough is shaped, cover it with a damp kitchen towel and let it rest for about 20 minutes. At this point, preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Alright, so we're going to be working with lye. That means you got to be careful. Always wear gloves when you're handling lye. It's very corrosive. It can burn your pretty little skin. You want to wear some safety goggles. Remember that poster from high school? Sally didn't wear her safety goggles. Now she didn't have to. Probably doesn't hurt to wear a mask either. You really don't want lye getting on any sensitive parts of your body or any parts of your body at all. So please be careful if you do use the lye, and thank you. In order to get the classic pretzel color and flavor, you need to use some kind of alkali solution. Traditionally, this is done with lye, aka sodium hydroxide. This yields the best results and has the advantage of not requiring boiling water, but it can be a little intimidating, so I'll talk about some alternatives in a bit. It's very important to use an accurate kitchen scale when preparing the lye solution. Do not attempt this without one, and use only glass, stainless steel, or silicone kitchen tools. First, measure out 1,000 grams of room temperature water into a wide glass dish. Now, measure out 30 grams of lye. Use only food grade lye. Lab grade or commercial grade is not fit for human consumption. You can use up to 40 grams if you prefer a slightly darker and shinier pretzel. Carefully add your lye to the water. Never add water to lye. Stir it in gently until it is fully dissolved and the solution goes from cloudy to clear. Now gently dip your rolls and let them soak in the solution for 10 to 20 seconds on each side. Drain and move them to wire racks set above parchment-lined baking sheets, and let any excess solution drip off for about 5 minutes. You'll notice the dough develops a yellowish hue after soaking. This is normal. The leftover lye water is basically food-grade drain cleaner, so feel free to pour it down your sink. If you happen to drip this solution anywhere, you can neutralize it by wiping it with a paper towel dampened with white vinegar. If you don't want to use lye, you can use regular or baked baking soda. I recommend baking some baking soda on a foil-lined sheet pan at 300 degrees for about an hour. This converts the baking soda, which has a pH of 9, to the more alkaline sodium carbonate with a pH of about 11. For reference, lye has a pH of 14, and though 3 points may not sound like a lot, it makes a massive difference on the pH scale. Instead of dipping your buns in a cool lye solution, you'll need to boil about 8 cups of water with about 1/3 of a cup of baked or regular baking soda. Boil your rolls for about 30 seconds on each side, drain, and transfer to a parchment-lined baking sheet as before. This method yields rolls that are less brown and shiny, and it'll steam up your kitchen, but it uses common ingredients and skips the flashback to chemistry class. Transfer your buns to baking sheets lined with fresh parchment, score them if desired, and sprinkle with coarse salt. Bake until shiny and deep brown, about 25 minutes for the rolls and 30 minutes for the burger buns. Transfer them to a wire rack and let them cool completely, then serve with your favorite vegan burgers, bratwursts, or hot dogs. Enjoy! Alright, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you enjoy the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions or if there's any specific recipes you'd like to see me make in the future, please leave that down in the comments section. Thank you again and have a great day.